Okay. Hej, velkommen her. Det er Neil Natura, og i dag der har jeg fornøjelsen af at sidde med Mr. Steve Pavlina. And since Steve speaks English, we're gonna switch over to that language, even though it's my second language. Yeah, I thought so. Steve is kind of an incredible guy. He is the #1 self-development teacher out there, at least if you ask Google. You know, if you type in self-development?
Personal development.
Sorry, personal development. So it's personal development. I did that too before we put on the camera. Anyway, so he's the #1 guy you get if you type in personal development into Google. And he has millions of followers reading his stuff, and it's just a privilege to sit down here with you, Steve, and connect with my new friend.
Thanks.
So, Steve, you're the best person to ask. What does personal development mean? What does it mean?
I would define personal development as having 3 different attributes to it. Okay, first of all, it means getting an increasingly accurate model of reality. Ultimately, personal development comes down to understanding how reality works and being able to interact with reality on the basis of that accurate belief system. Okay, so the more accurate your beliefs are, the more you're going to grow. Second thing, personal development is about experiencing your desires. Now, whatever you want in life, you connect with it and you make it part of your reality. You make it happen. The third thing is power or strength, becoming stronger, in the sense that you're capable of achieving greater goals than you are right now. You can make things happen that may previously have seemed impossible to you. So it means becoming accurate in your beliefs, it means experiencing your desires, and it means increasing your power to create changes in your reality.
Create changes.
Those 3 things, all taken together, that's how I define personal development.
Fantastic, outstanding. So what's like the biggest challenges you see when you meet people? Because there's a lot of people out there who really would like to take some action in their life, you know? You just gave a speech on a really interesting subject. We're not going to go in depth with that right now, but you meet a lot of people and they have challenges with their lives. You know, what's the top 3 challenges you see, basically, that people are struggling with?
Okay, one challenge I would say is people having false beliefs.
Yeah.
People believing things about reality that just are not true.
Yeah.
Okay? Especially beliefs that limit them.
Yeah.
Limiting beliefs are the worst. The kind of belief that says, I can't be a millionaire.
Yeah.
Or I can't do this.
Is that true?
Or I have to have a job.
Is that true?
No.
No, of course not. I'm just teasing. Yeah.
Right. So, having a limiting belief that is really something that holds people back tremendously. Because limiting beliefs are practically invisible to us.
Why do you think we have all these limiting beliefs?
We don't question them. We're socially conditioned that way. It's our upbringing teaches us that from a very young age. They get installed and they get taken for granted.
Yeah.
It's like we're put into a box and we live our lives in these little boxes and we don't realize the box is not even real.
Yeah, our heads are full of limiting beliefs.
It's entirely created by our own thoughts.
Our own thoughts.
We make it real.
Yeah, we make it real. So we have made. Let's assume this. Everybody has limiting beliefs, right? Now, to the viewer that's sitting out there and who might have a limiting belief, what's the best way to go about it? For instance, the one, I can't be a millionaire, or I can't attract the person that I really would like to attract, or whatever. What's your best advice to go about a limiting belief?
Okay, I'd say the primary antidote to limiting beliefs is curiosity.
Yeah.
It's having intense curiosity.
Be aware of it.
Because what's going to happen is you're going to eventually find some people who are doing what you believe is possible. I mean, obviously this world is filled with millionaires. There's more than 1 million millionaires just in the United States. That's a lot of people who are able to do it. And many of them are not that bright. No. And yet they're able to do it, so why not you? And many of them are teaching other people how to do that kind of thing. So why not you? I just use that as one example. Yeah. I mean, you don't have to want to be a millionaire, but the fact that people are already doing something, they're already getting a result that you're being denied, that should make you curious. Why are those other people able to do it and not me? What are they doing differently? What do they believe differently than I do? And you will find that whenever you do these comparisons between people who are getting a really positive result in some area versus people who aren't, it ultimately comes down to a major difference in their belief systems. I've especially noticed that. I have many friends that are millionaires, and their beliefs, especially when it comes to money, are very, very different than people who are broke. Or people who
It's all about the beliefs.
It does have a lot to do with that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just out of curiosity, what is your number when, I like to say that 80 or 90% of any gain starts with a belief. What do you say about that fact, just, out of curiosity?
How do you mean? What do you? I mean,
Like for instance, in order to become a millionaire or financial success, it's all about the beliefs. A lot of people come to me and they think, it's the technical stuff. It's knowing how to do this and this and this and that. In order to attract the right person, it's you need to do the techniques. You need to do this and this and this and that. Right. And I say, honestly, bullshit. Yeah. It's 90% of the game is belief. What do you think about that?
I think that's partly true. Yeah. I would say much of the game is about choice.
Yeah.
And it depends on how consciously you're living your life. If you're living your life very consciously, then you have a lot more freedom, a lot more choice, because you're not held back as much by limiting beliefs.
Interesting.
And you have the awareness to experiment where your beliefs you feel are flawed, where you see people getting results that you can't. And that's when you have to get curious and investigate and find out what those people believe that you don't. And are their beliefs more accurate than yours? You don't want to install false beliefs, even positive ones. What you want to do is develop more accurate beliefs.
So accurate beliefs, is the key.
But ultimately, I would say that begins with a choice.
Yeah.
It begins with the choice to say, I am going to experience this thing that I am not experiencing now. Like, I want to have a new relationship. And be specific about what kind of relationship you want to have. Or I want to have a certain amount of money in my life. Or I want to have a certain type of career. Okay? And when you're really specific about what you want, you're more likely to get it. Making that decision and saying, I will do this. This is going to happen no matter what. And that commitment to making it happen, even when you don't know how you're going to get there.
Interesting.
That I would say is a really huge part of self-development. That's something that's been very powerful for me, is getting really clear about what I want. And the real problem people have there is they have a real lack of clarity. They're not sure about what they want. For example, on my Facebook page a while ago, I posted just a status update asking people what some of their goals were for the new year, just a week ago. And the goals that came through were, for the most part, not goals at all. They were just like, I want to have a really fun year. I want to enjoy myself.
Exactly. They weren't specific.
It's so vague.
Yeah.
And the problem is we set these vague goals in our life when we really don't know what we want.
Yeah.
And so the vague goals are really just a delay tactic.
Interesting.
We're not going to get there. Nothing's going to change or improve by having such a vague goal, because our mind doesn't have anything to lock onto. It says, well, how is that different than what I'm experiencing now? Which way do I go? There's no clear step to take next. When we have specific goals, the next step becomes readily apparent. It shows up. It becomes very obvious what we need to do. Okay, like if I say, I want to double my salary, and I want to keep my current job, and I want to find a way to double my salary. Let's say you're working in sales or something, you get commissions. Now you have some clarity there. You're like, okay, how can I double my salary then? Well, I have to double my sales.
You have something to go after when you have that clarity.
Right, or I have to increase the commissions I'm getting per sale. Or it's like now you've got some specifics you can start working with.
Exactly.
And you can start breaking down some action steps, like, maybe I should read a book on sales and increase my sales technique. Like, how can I increase my conversion rate, so that I'm getting fewer rejections? Suddenly your mind starts exploding with all kinds of possible ideas you can implement and get you there, action steps you can take. When you have a vague goal like, I just want to be happier, enjoy life more, nothing comes to mind.
So what you need to do now is be very concrete with your goal setting, And that was it. That was for Steve Pavlina. You are an amazing guy. And I urge you to go to Steve's website. It's the most popular website in self-development. So go to
StevePavlina.com.
StevePavlina.com. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Neil.